Think about that for a second. 10,000 years sounds ancient. In the story of our species, it's almost nothing. Now, picture your actual day out there. Morning stretches into midday, and the heat becomes brutal. You're thirsty, but you don't know which plants store water in their roots, so you can't drink from the desert itself the way a knowledgeable forager can. Your ancestors knew exactly which tubers to dig for, how deep to go, and how to twist them free without snapping the only part that held any moisture. You dig in the wrong spot. You waste an hour. You come up with nothing but dust under your fingernails. You see animal tracks in the sand. You have no idea if they're an hour old or a day old, whether they belong to something you could catch or something that could catch you. Tracking, it turns out, is not instinct. It's a discipline. Researcher Louis Liebenberg, who has spent years documenting the tracking skills of Kalahari hunters, describes persistence hunting as one of the oldest forms of scientific reasoning humans ever developed. A tracker reads a print, forms a hypothesis about the animal's size, age, health, and direction, tests that hypothesis against the next print, and revises it over and over for hours, sometimes across 10 or 20 miles on foot, until the animal is finally run to exhaustion in open country under the sun. That's not guesswork. That's a method, refined across thousands of generations, applied in real time, with no room for error. You would not last 1 mile of that hunt. Not because your legs couldn't carry you, because your eyes wouldn't know what they were looking at. So by mid-afternoon, you're not hunting anymore. You're just trying not to die of thirst.
Let's reconstruct what that actually looks like. The sun is directly overhead. There's no shade for miles except one lone acacia tree, and you've already used it twice today. Your lips are cracking. Your ancestors, at this exact same hour, would already be moving with purpose toward a waterhole they'd mentally logged the day before, walking at an efficient pace that conserved energy instead of wasting it in a panic. You don't have that waterhole logged anywhere. You just have thirst and guesswork. This is where the social side of survival becomes impossible to ignore. Hunter-gatherer life was never really an individual sport. It was a group project built on decades of accumulated trust. Anthropologist Polly Wiesner spent years studying the Kung-San people and their tradition of huksaro, a system of gift exchange where tools, beads, and food moved constantly between families, creating a web of obligation and goodwill that could be called in during hard times. If your hunt failed today, someone else's huksaro debt fed your children tonight. Wiesner's research showed that these exchange networks weren't just kindness, they were insurance, built over a lifetime of relationships, stretching across dozens of camps and hundreds of miles. A bad week for you didn't mean starvation. It meant calling in a favor from a cousin 2 camps over who owed you a spear point from 3 years back. You have none of that out here. No relationships, no debts owed to you. No one who has spent 20 years building trust with your survival in mind. You are, in the most literal sense, alone, with a body that evolved for this world and a mind that has never been trained for it.